Hey guys, welcome to an interesting video on Wild Rift. So today we're back with a Draven updated complete guide. And before we really jump into it, of course don't forget to check out Draven's basic guide that I will link up in the cards above for his skills, leveling order, tips and tricks, as well as some combos. But this one's going to be a pretty interesting one because I've tried Draven. I played Draven quite a bit. So obviously you guys saw like some time ago I tried out the Triforce Draven. I think it's good but not really the best. So now there's kind of a couple of main questions when it comes to Draven's build. So the first question is, do you go for Dustblade or like a lethality item like Collector first item, for example? So personally, I've tried out multiple Draven builds, and what I found for this is basically if you are snowballing or if you're not behind, going for Dustblade first item is really good. If you like die twice in the early game and if you don't already have like majority of the Dustblade components, let's say if you have a Serrated Dirk, then it's time to pivot and go for other items because it's like Dustblade is kind of like an item that helps you snowball harder. If you're behind, then Dustblade's not really good. So assuming you are snowballing, Dustblade's going to be good. And then of course you're going to Bloodthirster next. So now the next question is, do you then go straight into IE for the most amount of AD, or do you go for an attack speed item or like a shield bore or something like that? So I actually think that actually going for an attack speed item is pretty good, because after I've changed my perceptions on attack speed items, I actually think that they are pretty good now, because getting more attack speed allows you to attack faster, which of course then gives you more damage. So instead of just getting pure AD, getting attack speed can be pretty good as well. So in this case, I think Magnetic Blaster is pretty much the best item you can get here, because getting that increased range means that you can get often a free auto attack, and when you get like a free auto attack on Draven, that's just absolutely huge, because Draven obviously one auto attack hits like a truck, so getting that free extra auto attack it's just a ton of extra damage, and it's just really what you want here. And then of course IE is gonna come in here to give you more AD and boost your crit damage, and finally of course more reminder for the armor pen as well as the Grievous Wisdom. Now, I normally don't go for Maul Reminder before IE, because I think on Draven, IE is like a huge power spike here, and you're already going for it like as your fourth item instead of like your third or second item. So I wouldn't really delay IE any further. I would rather go for Maul Reminder later, unless the enemy team is really tanky, which doesn't happen very often. So for the runes, we want to of course go for Kraken Slayer. Kraken Slayer really strong in the early game, and Draven of course is all about the early games, all about snowballing. It skills decently well, 40% bonus AD. You do get a lot of AD, like 55, 50, 55, so a lot of AD on your items as well. So it is going to scale decently well. Of course, Brutal for extra auto attack damage. Giant Slayer because it's the most efficient rune in this spot. And Alacrity of course to get yourself the extra attack speed. To attack just a little bit faster. You don't really need the Omnivamp because you already have two sources of healing here, and Bone Plating of course for blocking damage in lane as well as in the later stages of the game. And for the spells, Flash and Exhaust, pretty much exhaust all of the time, because you are going to fight a lot, and the Exhaust is going to help you win those 1v1s and 2v2s. I see some Dravens like to say Ghost. It is possible, but I think that not going for Exhaust is kind of a big waste. So anyways, with all that out of the way, let's jump into a really long gameplay. Alrighty, so of course as usual, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Any questions, queries, or remarks, feel free to leave them in the comments below, and of course I will be sure to address them. So, as you guys can see here, today we're at duo queue with Nami. And honestly, what kind of support does Draven like? Pretty obvious. It's normally going to be the engage supports. You want the Leonas, the Nautiluses, the Blitzcranks of the world. But honestly, if the support can get you kills in the early game, which champions like Nami, for example, they can kind of get you kills in the early game if they get like a good bubble, like a good catch. But champions like like Soraka or Lulu, not really the best, because they can't really get you kills in the early game, but they can protect you, which can lead to you getting killed. So overall, it's the best to get champions with catch potential, be it whether they are an enchanter or an engager, but engagers are generally the best. So here you can see that we are trying to play aggressively, but we are against a Senna and a Varus. Senna of course has longer range than us, and Varus does have decent short trades, so not really the best matchup here. So Senna does get chunked a little bit by Nami. We just really want to land at least an auto attacker, so we get an auto attack onto Senna. Nami hits the bubble, but we're nowhere close to follow up. We do get another auto attack onto Varus. Here another one. Of course, we need one more to proc Kraken Slayer, but we aren't really in a position to do that, and we are taking quite a bit of return damage as well in the trade. So just stepping up to auto attack, once more. You can see Senna is doing quite a little bit of work, which is kind of expected here. Now here we are getting stuck in a situation where we're getting rooted. Varus is like stuck on 1 HP. Senna is now stuck on 1 HP. Nami unfortunately gets the kill instead of me, so we don't really get a cash in onto the Senna. For some reason, Nami's auto attack apparently flies faster than mine, because Senna was on 1 HP and Nami got the kill there. But overall, we still get the 2v2 kill, so that's really the main important part. Now here, Fiddlesticks looks like he wants to dive, so here we're just shoving in the wave. But honestly, I don't know who's going to tank it. Like, me and Nami are both 1 HP, so unless Fiddlesticks goes in and tanks it, but he just ends up sitting there doing nothing and just getting attacked by Senna for free. So in the end, nothing too much really happened. So me and Nami just gonna just back. I pick up the Gluttonous Greaves. You can go for 2 options here. Either you can rush the Gluttonous Greaves, which is what I did here for a early game spike, or you can rush the Duskblade. So you can go for Serrated Dirk immediately into the Duskblade items. Both ways kind of work. Kind of depends on your preference, really. But I like getting that extra early AD and the early Omnivamp as well. I think it's really, really helpful in lane, like in trading, just in sustain in general. Now here Nami's trying to patiently wait for a catch. Now Senna did destroy the controller, but I don't believe that she warded, so I think Nami should not have been spotted here. So maybe Varus or Senna is going to just walk up to the minions and they're going to get caught. Speaking of which, Varus actually gets caught here. Here Varus is on the run, he's taking a lot of damage. I'm gonna have to flash forward, finish off the kill, get a huge cash in, 344 extra gold. Senna doesn't understand Draven's damage either, so we get an additional kill onto Senna afterwards as well. So huge double kill for me here. Now here, honestly, I would normally go for some plates here, but me and Nami are both half HP, and we didn't really know where Kha'Zix was, so we decided to just play it safe, and we're just going to back instead. And grab a reset while we can, grab ourselves the items, and head back out into the lane. So here they have now pushed out the wave. We get hit by a Senna root, not really important. 2 minions left here, so we can kind of maybe try to freeze if we want to, but not really necessary. The next minion wave comes in already. And they are kind of hard pushing the wave, so I guess that's not really going to be a problem. I guess they are just struggling to get minions because we are going to be able to do a lot of damage to them if we are in range to actually do that damage. So Nami goes in with the ultimate, doesn't really hit. Kha'Zix now actually comes in. Varus ultimate hits the Nami, but Nami is fine. Now we're going to go in for the rundown. We get the kill onto the Varus, get the cash in. And now we're going to focus the Kha'Zix next. Karma actually shields me. I nearly survive, and you can see I'm just auto-attacking non-stop. Why? Because I'm just trying to rely on the Gluttonous Greaves to try to save my life. If I run away and I stop DPSing, the Gluttonous Greaves won't heal me anymore. And Senna's just going to get a free kill. So in that situation, I'm dead 100% of the time. So the best I can do is try to output more damage to try to help my team secure the kill onto the Senna, which was, of course, what happened here. And yeah, so overall that's fine. I'm 3-1-3. I got a couple of cash-ins. I got a cash-in there, I guess you could say, before I died. So it's still alright. We don't lose on any League of Dravens stacks, any value off of that. So that's all good. We have a huge lead over Varus, 1.5k gold, and we already have Duskblade completed. He doesn't even have his first item. Looks like a Nashor's Tooth completed at all. Now the enemy team is doing Dragon, but my jungler is like in base, so I realized there's no point going to Dragon at all. So instead, with my huge amount of damage here, you can see I'm actually getting 2 plates, 3 plates in the pocket before anything even happens. I'm just not running for the hills. They flash in and both go for Nami for some reason. I get a huge ult off and some auto attacks on, and Varus ends up flashing. So honestly, I have no idea what they were thinking there. They both, Varus and Lux, used all of their summoner spells, and wasn't even close to killing Nami, and they just ignored the fat Draven and just allowed me to kill both of them. Like, I have no idea what happens here, and this actually allows us to get the entire tower. So we actually get the first tower, while my team and the enemy team are contesting at the Herald. So we push out the next wave, huge amount of gold. We're going to quickly back and see if we can make it to the Herald fight, because you can see the Herald's not really even getting focused. The fight is still ongoing, so we get all of our Bloodthirster components off of those kills. 7k gold. We have like pretty much as much gold as Kha'Zix plus like I don't know, like Varus on their teams, somewhere around there. Fiddlesticks is dying. Kha'Zix is like 1 HP. Ornn is really low as well. I'm just coming in. I'm hitting the first target. I'm getting chain CC though. I get the kill onto the Ornn. The enemy team does get the Herald though. However, Lux is gonna die as well because I kill her in like 3 auto attacks. Now we're chasing onto the Senna. I flash over the Senna route. Now I'm focusing her, but she goes into the stealth and I can't really hit her. Now I'm just gonna keep on chasing. Kha'Zix tries to focus me, doesn't really do enough damage. He dies as well. Senna is now the next target. She is going down as well. So overall, it's kind of an unofficial quadra kill there. Basically just killed all of them. And at this point, we're so fat, 9k gold in the pocket of the Draven. And yeah, I mean, honestly, we have as much gold as like Kha'Zix and Ornn combined, which is like, they're not really the 2 most fat members. Kha'Zix and Varus combined are the 2 most fat members, not quite at that point yet. Now, Ornn can't really defend the tower against the 3 of us, so I'm just going to free hit onto the tower here. And while the enemy team is getting using Herald to get mid lane tower, we get top lane tower, which you know, overall we've gotten more plays than the enemy team, so that still works out. Nami gets one shot by Lux completely. I can't really do anything to help her here, and I'm just going to back at this point, complete my Bloodthirster, which obviously I have more than enough gold for after that insane quadra kill, as well as getting the plates at the top lane, and we even have enough to complete basically half of our Magnetic Blaster at this point. Now, Magnetic Blaster in this particular game is going to be very, very useful because it's really hard for us to go near Varus or Lux because they can CC us and kill us. Senna has longer range than us, and you don't want to go anywhere near Kha'Zix who can assassinate you. So it's really, really high value in this game simply due to the fact that we don't really want to get close to the enemy team. We want to maintain our distance as far as we can and output DPS as much as possible from the relative safety of, you know, distance. So here, nothing too much to do. We clear out the top wave. Bleeding Tower is the kind of last tower we have left that we have not yet gone in terms of tier 1 towers. So we're gonna just go ahead and focus that. We do grab that tower, and yeah, nothing too much is happening here. Kha'Zix and Varus are going in on Fiddlesticks. Fiddlesticks does go down. I tried a blind snipe onto Varus, and I do expect him to be recalling at that spot. It turns out he was not, so I guess he must have gone into the bush to recall. Kha'Zix is missing as well. Nothing much really happens here, so I'm gonna go back to farming this wave, and yeah, so now I'm just going to recall and maybe just pick up some items. Maybe don't know if we can complete the blaster. We actually do, so we complete the blaster now. 3 full items completed for us, and now we are a very fat Draven, 9, 1, and 3. So the main objective we have here is to try to you know, basically kill people, get objectives, and end the game. That's kind of really our main objective here, because Draven, as we all know, falls off in the late game. So we don't really want the game to go on too long. But as you guys can see from the length of the video, it did go really long. So you can see kind of Draven falling off later as well. So this video can also highlight kind of the weaknesses of Draven, you know, when it gets to the later part of the game. You still kill people pretty easily, but you can see that the enemies just become a lot stronger, so you do kind of have that feeling of getting outscaled. The next dragon is coming up, so we are already in the area. And of course Draven, especially when he's fat, he does objectives really fast. You can see like one auto is doing like what, 400 damage or somewhere in that ballpark. We finished the objective really quickly. Varus lives on 1 HP somehow. Now Ornn is onto us. We are able to avoid the knockup, and now we're kind of just playing with the distance, but unfortunately we run straight into a Senna route and we get pretty much just one shot after getting hit by that Senna route. So now it's up to our team to kind of you know, take care of the rest. The 3-6 goes in and does nothing except die. Karma can't really do very much. She has to kind of run away. Karma is also doing pretty well, by the way. She's 5, 1, and 2 with a Death Cap and a Ludens already purchased. So she is doing pretty well. Fiddlesticks, on the other hand, she's 4, 0, and 4, so he's not doing you know, too hot. But yeah, so another death there for us. Not really the best, but you know, a little bit. I wouldn't say unavoidable, but you know, it is what it is. So now we are going back to the lane to just quickly clear out the minions. I mean, Draven's wave clear is not the best, but you can see when you do a lot of damage, you pretty much one-shot minions. So in that way, he does have kind of relatively good wave clear, I guess you could say. Clearing the Krugs at in the meanwhile as well. Here Kha'Zix is chasing down Teemo, so we're gonna go help out Teemo by ensuring he is not isolated. So now I'm gonna grab the red buff. For some reason the entire enemy team is at like the dragon pit area, but I'm not sure what they're exactly doing there as a 5 stack. So here I'm gonna grab myself the stasis to ensure that you know, we can't get one shot. Now for some reason when I grab the stasis, it actually goes onto cooldown. Now, I don't remember stasis going onto cooldown immediately. I don't know if I changed enchant here. Maybe it's because I changed enchant. But anyways, before I get the chance to really use my stasis, I nearly actually just straight up get one shot. And Karma gives me a shield to save my life. And yeah. So yeah, really difficult to play Draven as the game is progressing, because the enemy team starts to get stronger and stronger, and users start to get weaker and weaker. Now here I'm trying to go for a huge ult. I do get the Varus, but the other two are able to escape, that being the Lux and the Senna. Both pop all of their summoner spells and survive, which is a little bit unlucky. I thought we could kill like all 3 of them there, because they did use all of their spells on other people already. And speaking of which, here we dodged the Senna route, we dodged the Lux route, and you know, the moment we dodge both of these, it's pretty much free kill, because if they don't CC us, means we can easily get on top of them and we can easily just kill them. Speaking of kill, Kha'Zix super duper overextended. He knows that he's in trouble. He is running, one-shots the Teemo. Teemo doesn't wait for us. It actually gives Kha'Zix a reset. So here now, me and Nami have to flash over to catch the Kha'Zix, and we do eventually get him as a shutdown as well. Now Ornn is coming to join the party. Senna out comes in for a little bit of damage. Ornn misses his own pillar, and we're just trying to DPS him. Varus out comes in onto the Nami. I'm still DPSing the Ornn, and he's taking a ton of damage. He goes down, and now Varus takes a huge auto from me. That one auto was like more than half his health. I hit him with the ulti, but missed the return, and he gets the fruit and ends up surviving, which is pretty unlucky. I thought I got the Varus there, but oh man, like, enemies are living on 1 HP left and right this game. So this game is still really competitive, because despite the fact that we are incredibly fed, of course, again, we're Draven, that's gonna fall off. Karma is actually doing really well. On the other team, despite getting smacked around, Varus is actually fed somehow. His KDA isn't good, but he's already at 3 items. Kha'Zix also at 3 items, so the enemy team is getting scary. And even though Lux is not really at a high item count, she still one-shots me, so it's not really an easy game by any means. Speaking of which, our Teemo is getting hunted down by the enemy team, so we're trying to see if we can really do anything. A little bit dangerous to just walk up like that, because if they had vision, they could have just one-shot me there, but I did have the stasis, so I was pretty confident in terms of just walking up there. Here, nearly get hit by the Senna route, and here looks like a fight's gonna kind of break out here. Ornn ult hits basically nobody. I get a free hits onto Ornn, but Ornn knocks me up. His team is not really a follow-up, though, so eventually we get the Ornn basically for free. And we're trying to continue on the chase. Kha'Zix unfortunately jumps in and kills me, despite the fact I'm with my teammates. I had my exhaust there, but I didn't think he would do so much damage, because I was not isolated there. So unfortunately, I do end up going down with the exhaust out, which is not really the best look. But now we basically have 4 full items. The only item we need is the Mole Reminder. We have all of the other items already, including the IE, so we should be doing, you know, a lot of damage now, or we are actually doing a lot of damage now. It's just that the main issue is surviving Kha'Zix, surviving Lux, surviving even Varus at this point. Yeah, it's kind of rough. So here, the next dragon is up. My team is going to quickly pick up that dragon. Kha'Zix is dead, so can't really contest the dragon without their jungler. So now I am back on the map, and you can see that it's already 15 minutes into the game. Now this is generally the point where you want to be in a position to end the game as Draven. You want to, you know, be in that kind of spot where you get the Elder Dragon, you basically kill everyone, and you win the game. But yeah, we aren't quite there yet, so we're not really in the best spot. Like, I mean, this is literally a game that we're currently now like 12-3, or super duper fed. But you know, it's still not an easy game, unfortunately. So we dodge Lux's stuff again. And yeah, not too much is happening. So again, as usual, we're going to just farm the jungle, keep our farm up when nothing is going on. And here we spot Varus kind of just walking down the lane. So here my intention was to go and catch out the Varus. and see if we can get a catch onto him. Obviously, we know this Fiddlesticks is basically useless. We do get Varus' flash, so in my opinion, that is good enough. I can't really do anything to him anyways, except just auto attack him down. And I'm knowing Fiddlesticks, he's gonna proc the guy's crown, and Varus is gonna take less damage from me. So I don't want to overcommit with my own flash or anything like that. Just getting his flash is pretty much good enough for me at that point. Here we have to dodge the Lux binding again, which is again one of the main ways that we die. Ornn ult comes in, does hit. Ornn is really tanky. We know Kha'Zix is over the wall because of that W that he launched over the wall. And Ornn goes in. I get caught out by Ornn. I'm forced to flash away. I do get him with the ult though. Huge cash in of 300 gold. Here I'm really low, but Kha'Zix tries to go in on me. I am able to actually auto attack him. I'll take the Senna as well. I have Nami and Karma to shield and heal and buff me. So I was, kind of playing with fire a little bit there. We decide against, anything too flashy. So instead we're just going to grab ourselves the red buff and we're just going to recall without taking too much unnecessary risk. So here I'm getting the last whisper at this point because NCO is good, but at this point the main issue is killing the Ornn. He is a pretty strong front line, with his, of course, 2 armor items. So we do want to, get some penetration to try to make our lives a little bit easier against the Ornn. Elder Dragon is spawning really soon. I'm just clearing out the way so we can have to push in bot lane in case we need it, to end the game later or anything like that after we do Elder Dragon, which is, of course, the main game plan for Draven. However, that's proving to be a little bit difficult, just based on how the game still has a long ways more to go. So here we grab the Elder Dragon, and I'm stuck in a stasis. I'm, trying to do what damage I can, and I decide to, not take any unnecessary risk. We don't want to just waste our Elder buff, so instead I'm just going to go ahead, grab the fruit. See if we can help Karma out. Karma gets rooted by in one shot by Kha'Zix, but she does trade 1-for-1 with Kha'Zix, which I guess is still alright. I mean, three people on our team died for 2, so overall we traded 3 for 2, and they removed Elder buff. So I would be pretty happy if I was the enemy team in this match. So now we have reached full build, all items completed, and this is where it gets a little bit funky. Because when you reach full build, you can actually start selling and buying items. So my first step here is I'm going to sell Dust Blade, which is an early game focused item. And I'm going to go ahead and get a GA. Because GA, obviously, getting the revive really huge in this game. You're a really huge carry, you're really fed, and if you die, you can come back to life. Hopefully your team can save you, whilst that is happening. And, you can come back again and, possibly win the fight for your team. So after, if you don't need or you don't want GA, you can of course go for counter items depending on what the enemy has. Things like Wit's End or not Wit's End Maw or Mordius against magic damage, for instance, or even just a full-on defensive item like Spirit Visage or something like that if you need it. So here, grabbing another red buff, we're going to join our team because our whole team is grouped and looks like a fight could break out. We still have like 10 seconds left of Elder Dragon, but I doubt we're really going to do anything with it. Here Ornn is initiating the ulti, and here I completely troll because I'm walked straight into the front line. In front of all of my teammates, I get hit by Ornn ulti into the Lux root and just instantly get one shot. I have no idea what I'm doing here. I'm completely throwing the game by just like running face first into the enemy team. Clearly a huge case of Draven syndrome, where you just get completely full of yourself and just run straight at the enemy team thinking you can kill them. Obviously that was not the case, and I end up getting punished for running straight at them. And now my team is in a sticky situation where the enemy team has a numbers advantage. They're missing their DPS, and they're just trying to hold off the enemy team. Now, if I was the enemy team, I would be forcing a Baron, but they're not exactly doing that. Now, however, they still get kills onto Nami and Teemo, so only Karma and Fiddle are left alive, and now it's getting a little bit dicey now. Enemy team does actually end up getting Baron here, off of my mistake. mainly, because of which of course then led to a series of mistakes from my team. There are multiple low health buys here, but I don't really want to chase into 3 of them by myself, even though I have Karma to shield me, because, you know, again, it's a little bit too risky, you know, to do that. So here we're going to focus on clearing the wave. And the wave's coming in at bot as well. We still have our inhibs up, so we're still in a pretty okay spot. As long as you haven't lost inhibs, you know, it's still all good. No super minions pouring into your base. Enemy team is trying their best to change that though. Teemo goes for Varus, does end up killing Varus with the poison, but dies himself. Trading 1 for 1 in the Varus is pretty good at this point though, honestly. Considering how Varus is a lot more valuable. Actually, I don't know if it's a lot more valuable, because he's also kind of feeding, but I don't know, Varus ult definitely more useful than Teemo. So he does get a valuable 1 for 1 trade onto the Varus, which is pretty good, pretty alright. Baron is now 20 seconds away from spawning. Eller is not even near, so next you know, objective to be contested probably going to be Baron. Here me and Nami are sticking together while just walking around, and this is really important because Kha'Zix is on the loose. So here I thought I spotted Senna, who's alone, and I again basically just make the same mistake of running face with the enemy team. This time though I have stasis and I have flash, so I actually end up escaping with the help of Nami and Karma, and I actually survive on 1 HP, and my GA actually doesn't even get popped. So we still have the GA for, you know, the ensuing fight, but, you know, because of what I did there, it basically started a fight between my team and the enemy team. So a huge fight is kind of breaking out. I'm just trying to get back health from the Nexus, and I'm running there as fast as I can to, of course, help out my team. Nothing much has really happened. So far, Elder Dragon is kind of semi being started by the enemy team. Lux is kind of, you know, veering off with from my team, and Teemo just straight up kills her. Now the ult comes in from the Nami. I'm just kiting the Ord away, and now I'm kind of stuck in the Elder Dragon pit, kind of just stuck there. I end up reviving, and my team is able to chase the enemy team away from my reviving body, which is pretty fortunate. So here I'm using Bloodthirster to heal up on top onto the Elder Dragon. You can see I'm basically almost going back to full health, and Teemo gets the Varus again. And here Kha'Zix is in trouble. We're gonna chase him down, and I'm gonna focus on finishing him off. I make sure to hit my E onto the Kha'Zix immediately to prevent him from jumping, because Elder Dragon was really low, so I obviously knew he was going to go for the jump and steal. Fortunately though, we wasted enough time and prevented him from jumping such that he wasn't even able to get into the pit. And now I nearly finish off the Senna instantly with the help of the Elder Dragon. Here I again get one shot by the Lux, which is so annoying. Like, a Lux just one shots me instantly, and not much I can do here. So here I don't have GA anymore. I'm gonna sell the GA, and in this case I'm gonna get Maw. And hopefully with the Maw, it's gonna be harder for Lux to one shot me, you know, using her full combo. So hopefully it can save me against the Lux. I honestly just getting Maw of Mormortius purely just for the Lux, because this Lux has one-shot me like 3 times at the minimum this game, and that's no good. So I'm going to try to remedy the situation. So here we're going to take a look at what Teemo does. The enemy team probably is doing Baron. They are, so he goes in onto the Varus, one-shots the Varus instantly, no counterplay to that, especially because he had Crown. So Varus is gone, and now my team is the one that wants to go for Baron. Teemo's going into the enemy jungle while I am on the way. I launch my ult there to just help out my team. Doesn't really hit anybody, and enemy team does have a missing Varus, so we're just gonna start off the Baron. Of course, as we're doing this, we are not only healing from Bloodthirster, but we're also charging up our Maw of Mormortius shield, which is gonna help us if Lux tries to one-shot us. Here, Senna gets caught, ends up going down to the Teemo. And here we grab ourselves the Baron, and we're going to go ahead and use it to push. I don't know where we're going actually. Like, we don't really have a wave here, so it looks like we're gonna have to go back to retrieve our wave. And with this wave, we have multiple death timers. Only Ornn and Varus are left alive, so we are going to try to end the game. Varus ends up dying to Teemo. Only Ornn is alive, and Ornn definitely can't defend the base on his own. So here, we're just going to finish off the game. Before we do that though, quick kill onto the Ornn, and then we can, of course, just finish off the game. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this complete guide. I'm going to leave you guys with the stats as usual. Thank you guys so much for watching, and goodbye.